Hi, Dan. For fans who wonder about why not go in the shotgun most or all of the time, could you explain how that's limiting in terms of would that cut out half of your offense, a quarter of your offense if you only did shotgun and no under center plays?
We can run most everything from the center, under center, or the gun. So
the advantage then of mixing them up and not doing
I think I already went over this about 2 weeks ago, so my answer would still be the same. You know, there's advantages from being under and there's advantages from being in the gun, and we utilize both, and they've both been very good to us so far this year.
Coach, I was wondering if you could just share your assessment of how Nkosi played Friday night.
He played good. He played well enough for us to win. I thought on the first drive he made a couple great plays. I think he brings a little element of mobility, like I said after the Virginia Tech game, and he certainly did that again. He's obviously got some things to clean up as well, but I thought he competed. I thought he played really hard. I thought he was very composed throughout the entire game, and I thought he did a really good job with his teammates as well. So obviously not a perfect performance, but it certainly he gave us a chance to win, and then made some crucial plays, in my opinion, late in the game to help us win the football game. So I was really proud of him.
Hey, Dan, you've told us how you feel about Zion Nelson. Obviously, you guys went through different combinations with the offensive line to try to sort of figure out the best one. I'm curious because I don't think we really ever asked you, what was sort of the number 2 option at left tackle, and I guess why did that guy stay the number 2 option?
Well, we feel Zion gives us the best chance to win in those 5 in those spots too. So I guess that's the answer. Who's the number 2? I don't know. You know, we tried a lot of people there. We moved DJ Scaife over there. We moved Kai Herbert over there. We moved John Campbell over there. So, you know, part of being an O-line coach is, you know, part of the difficulties is that through the course of a game, you don't know who's going to get injured either. So you try to work different combinations in different places. You got to have, you know, a number 2 center ready. You have to have a number 3 center ready. And same thing with your tackle position. So I think Coach Berry does a tremendous job of, you know, taking what he has to work with, and he's getting them better every week. They're playing better every week, and they're developing. And you know, again, we tried a lot of different options there. Since the spring, we've tried probably, I don't know, 50 different options all over, all 5 different spots with 10 different guys. So we feel these 5 right now give us the best chance to win every week.
I was going to say, as a follow-up to that, you talked about the cadence, getting Zion, you know, sort of that fixed a couple of weeks ago. I wanted to get your opinion of how he's picked that up or made that improvement in that regard.
Yeah, he's done a good job. I think he gave up a sack the other night. You know, on a first down play, you know, got beat. But again, you know, we obviously don't want those to ever happen, but certainly they will here and there. But you know, he's really playing hard. He's moving his feet. He's using his hands better, and he's just continually improving. That's all we can ask out of him.
Dan, I wanted to ask if going forward you want to make a more concerted effort to try and run the ball more, or is that just a matter of it's what the defense gives you if they're stacking the box?
We tried to run the ball the other night. We just didn't do it very well. So we did it well. We did it better later in the game, but you know, we didn't handle the C-gap area very well Friday night, and that, you know, when you can't block the C-gap area, especially when you're playing an odd defense, you know, it makes things very difficult to run the football. And so we had to make some adjustments, and again, I think that helped us a little bit. You know, on those last 2 drives, we were able to mix in some runs when we needed to. So, but yeah, certainly, we want to be able to run the ball.
Dan, in your offense, how much responsibility does a quarterback have with blitz pickup, and how much authority does he have to get you out of potential troublesome plays if there's a late blitzer that comes clear to his eyes?
Well, he has flexibility. To adjust certain protections, but certain ones we don't. You know, we block the looks that we have. So, you know, especially with the quarterbacks that we have right now, you know, starting Jaron, you know, and then moving to Nkosi, I try to do everything I can to limit the things they have to do, so they can play fast in the pass game. You know, it's just one thing I've been a firm believer of my entire career is the less clutter they have with other things, the faster they can play within your pass game. So we try to, as a staff, take off as many things as we can, but certainly there's certain things they have to help us with.
Dan, talk a little bit about what's going on in college football with offense. You know, we had the opportunity to watch some games Saturday, so you know, you see like a Wake Forest a Louisville put 60 points on Wake Forest, and then you turn on the LSU game, and they're averaging 10.5 yards a play against like a really good defense. And how is offense in college football becoming more explosive? And I know you're trying to do similar things here, trying to get the deep ball back into things and things like that. And how is it changing for an offensive coordinator?
Well, I didn't see either one of those games, so I don't have really any comment about that. I think college football is evolving because I think we put a lot more on the quarterbacks every year, more and more on the quarterbacks to make plays. And I think when your quarterback makes plays and plays well, you obviously will see a lot more explosive plays. And when your quarterback's struggling, you're probably not going to see as many. But I think the one thing I've seen in college football over the years is just the amount of things that we've asked the quarterbacks to do compared to 10, 15 years ago.
Dan, how tough is it as a coach to deal with the emotions of two quarterbacks? I mean, in this case, Jaron and Nkosi, and I know you have experience with this, who have shown they can play well, but obviously only one can get the start. How do you deal with that as a coach?
Well, it's not always easy. I mean, obviously in this situation, we're dealing with someone that's battling through an injury, so you gotta weigh that with how healthy they are and who's playing the best. And I think both guys have certainly played well enough for us to win a game. That's been a real positive. But I also believe that these things kind of have a way of working themselves out. So we'll take it day by day. And again, both these guys I think are in a pretty good frame of mind, in a pretty good place right now emotionally. And and I think the team respects both of them, which is a real positive.
Two more questions for Coach Enos.
How would you evaluate the performance so far in the red zone this season?
I think pretty inconsistent. We've I think been good. Like we were pretty good the other night, but some games were obviously not as good. So I think that a lot of that has to do with being able to run the football too. I think when you can run the football in the red zone, that's your best red zone offense, and then obviously you got to take advantage of your shots in the pass game when you get them, and we've done that at times, and then obviously we've come up short in that area. So, I think a bit like our total offense, to be honest with you, just pretty inconsistent.
Dan, I want to ask you about Nikosi's preparation focus leading up to the game.
Very good. He did a great job. We challenged him to do that, and he did that. And I think he's starting to mature, even more, which is good for our football team. But I think he's grown up, and I think he's, learning. Again, this is a process for both those guys. But these are all learning lessons for him. But I think Nkosi did a really good job handling his preparation last week, and I think he's off to a good start again this week. So that's positive.
All right. Thanks a lot.
Thank you.